Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Tuesday, April 13th, 2021. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief. Well, yesterday was the second most important day of the legislative session in Annapolis. It was Sine Die, which signifies the end of the session, which leads us to the most important day of the session, and that's when all the non-local politicians go home and the locals can reclaim their town for a few weeks until commissioning week and the summer season begins. So, on this most glorious of days, let's get right into it. More than 100 names have been submitted to the county schools for the renaming of the George Fox Middle School. Many of them were boring. I mean, come on. Can we be more original than Anne Arundel County Public Middle School or Pasadena Middle School? Although I do think Dena Middle School stands a chance, if I had a vote, I'd probably go for the Red Fox Middle School. They are having a public Zoom meeting on the 15th to discuss and take any last-minute nominations, and then it goes out to a vote for the people in that district. You can check out the rest of the names at eyeonannapolis.net. We do have a post up there, but be warned, most of them are for a bunch of people that very few people will recognize. Governor Hogan took to his bully pulpit yesterday to proclaim the recent legislative session to be the best in 7 years. He talked about the Maryland Relief Act and generally the response to COVID. He didn't give any mention to the vetoes that were overridden, including the blueprint for Maryland's future, a la the Kerwin Commission, nor the recent overturn of the law enforcement bills. Not sure it was the best session, but you know what? It was a challenging one with COVID, and we're here on the other end of it, so let's call that a win. Now, stay tuned for the city and county budget bellyaching in a few weeks. Lieutenant Governor Boyd Rutherford announced that this week is Maryland State Parks Week. Maryland has 75 state parks, and last year saw 21.5 million visitors, and I was one of them several times. That's a 45% increase over the prior year, and the DNR and the Park Service really do an outstanding job. You should check them out if you get a chance. And for a sneak peek this week, there's some alliteration for you. Be sure to check out the Lieutenant Gov and the DNR Facebook pages. Crab is underway. Yesterday, I attended a ceremony celebrating 30 years of Crab, which is Chesapeake Region Accessible Boating, and the kickoff of the building of their new adaptive boating facility on Back Creek. Now, Lex Burney from the Brick Companies was there to present a check for $100,000 to build a pavilion honoring his father, who passed away this past January, who had an absolute love for sailing. It's an incredibly generous gift from an incredibly generous guy and company. And, of course, all the politicians were out in force as well, and they all played a role, really, in bringing this to the city. The city bought the land and leased it to Crab. The county coughed up $1.3 million of open space funds. The state kicked in $1 million or so. So they are well on the way to making this state-of-the-art facility. And from what I understand, it's going to be the only one like it in the country. Right now, you want to look for a ribbon cutting in the spring of 2022. You want to check out the photos, the video, and all the information on the project at eyeonannapolis.net. We also threw up 2 podcasts we did, one with the Brick Companies and also another one with Crab. Oh, and I also forgot, they did have cake, and I was so proud, or perhaps maybe I was a bit disappointed, to be honest, that not one of our politicians said, "Let them eat cake." Okay, and as we wrap it up, there are still 6 more days of the Annapolis Film Festival, so go out there and check out some of these fantastic films. You can buy individual tickets for $10 or a pass that gets you unlimited films. It's probably still the better deal at this point. AnnapolisFilmFestival.org is where you want to go. And one more thing, the Hotel Charlie pop-up at the Annapolis Town Center this weekend is nearly sold out. They actually may be sold out by the time you hear this, but if they have tickets, it is a blast. It's something different. It's unique, and the food and the drinks are off the charts good. It is only Friday and Saturday. After that, it's gone. I've already got my tickets for Saturday, so maybe I'll see you there. You can get yours at visitatc.com. We're done. Man, that seemed long. Was it? I'm not sure. Anyhow. A huge thank you to our sponsors for this daily news brief, Solar Energy Services up in Millersville and the Kristi Neidhardt Team of Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster Company, and the Bay Bridge Boat Show coming up this Thursday. So now, hang tight. George Young is here from DCMDVA Weather with your locally forecast weather report. All of that gets underway in just 1 minute after we hear from Rick from Solar Energy Services.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. Are you kicking yourself for not installing solar in 2020, missing out on that sweet 26% federal income tax credit? Not to worry, because legislation passed at the very end of 2020 extended the 26% tax credit, which means consumers like you can act now to get that credit and have your new solar system up and running before springtime when solar generation moves into peak season. Plus, in addition to the feds, several state and county incentives help to make the solar investment an even bigger no-brainer. Don't have the cash? We've got you covered with competitive financing that is more than offset by the energy savings. Bottom line, Uncle Sam wants you to install solar, and so does the state of Maryland. And you're going to love the savings, so what are you waiting for? Sunshine's a wasting. Contact us today for a free solar design at 410-923-6090 or visit us at solarsaves.net.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMDVA Weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMDVA Weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMDVA Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Tuesday, April 13th. Yesterday was a chilly, cloudy start to the school and work week, but today should be a nice rebound for some sunshine and temps in the mid-60s or so for most of Anne Arundel County. Then it's more 60s tomorrow, but shower chances go back up through Thursday before a mostly sunny Friday and Saturday with highs 60 to 65 degrees for Anne Arundel County on Friday and 63 to 68 on Saturday for the Annapolis region, before more 60s on Sunday with a decent amount of sun, but a small possibility of some additional rain showers as well. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DCMDVA Weather. Make it a great day out there. Stay healthy and be safe, and be sure to get our free app on all of your devices by searching DCMDVA Weather in the Apple or Google App Store. And also be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and use our website each day by visiting DCMDVAweather.com. so you can always stay weather informed.
Another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt of the Kristi Neidhardt Team from Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster Company.
So maybe you've heard by now, the real estate market is hot. Actually, on fire might be a better term. And if you've been thinking about changing your address lately, but need to get your house market ready, here are a few simple tips to make your house shine. Clear the clutter. Basically making your house look like no one lives there when you still live there. Removing everything from kitchen and bathroom countertops is a great start. Give your house a deep clean. We're not just talking about a simple dust and vacuum. Think of this as detailing your house. Get into those hard-to-reach places, especially in the rooms buyers will focus on, like the kitchen and bathrooms, and power wash the outside walkways and decks. A fresh coat of paint can go a long way. Light gray and white trim is a safe choice. And finally, talk to us. The Kristi Neidhardt Team can help you find things you might not notice around your house that can make a huge difference in your sale price.
That's another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt. To get in touch, call 410-295-6579 or visit kn-team.com. That's kn-team.com.
The all-new combined in-water Bay Bridge Boat Show is coming to Stevensville, Maryland on April 15th through the 18th at the Bay Bridge Marina, right in the shadow of the Chesapeake Bay Bridge and just steps off of Route 50. See hundreds of power and sailboats on display. Shop from the top brands of nautical gear and equipment and take advantage of the many educational opportunities. The Bay Bridge Boat Show, Power and Sail, 2 shows in one. Purchase your tickets today at AnnapolisBoatShows.com. Again, that's AnnapolisBoatShows.com, and we'll see you at the show.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.